Dragon Ball Z card strategy here with another one of our local matches. Me and my buddy John are going to have a good throwdown. We had accidentally started part of this particular round before we realized the camera wasn't on, so we kind of had to redo it. So we're just going to show you what went on in that first round. So I have a couple of interesting cards very early on. John, of course, activated Orange Retribution's round 1 capabilities.
My sticky fingers.
Card got stuck on the edge of my glove. I played ball 7, turn 1 is going to go ahead and destroy the top 3 cards.
Yeah, turn 1, ball 7. I think I would do it. I think I feel shaky.
It's one of those things that when it happens, it can feel like a good thing, but I tell you what, I have had a negative experience of having the Dragon Ball 7 repeatedly stolen. So, yeah, influencing the entire outcome of the game. So I did a little bit of mild destruction. I do pass, I rejuvenate, hybrid defense, it goes to the top of my deck.
Chris Hansen.
Okay, John's going to begin his turn. Looks like he's carrying, let's see, a Gallic gun for sure. And the other cards, I'm trying to get a good look at him. Okay, he powered up Vegeta. He's going to hold on to 1. He has a wall breaker and a Gallic gun. He'd probably overwhelm me soon enough.
That's where Piccolo was going to grab, I want to say, the kids who are unconscious. I want to say Limb Trunks and Goten. And he was all,
okay, he does pass and rejuvenate. Looks like he rejuvenated Gallic gun, which is actually a fantastic idea because a late game Gallic gun can be devastating from this particular build of Vegeta. I play Dragon Radar on my turn. I drew my 3, of course. Okay, looks like I'm confident enough to declare combat, so this ought to be interesting. Okay, John's looks like he drew Final Flash, the 1 orange block that's in his hand every turn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use good old right throw. John's going to stop it with that particular orange block, lets him search out an orange style drill and put it into play immediately. Okay, I'm going to raise my anger 2 levels right away. Okay, John's probably going to go for check-up drill, just because it is the other major drill. It's probably a little too early to be getting out possession drill. I just realized I had 12 stages. I remember Dragon Ball GT, the card game, had, I don't recall if it was like 15 power stages was what it was on them, just to account for the nonsense that went on.
Soundtrack from the first, from Funimation first show. Then they did other cuts of the show that I'm not.
John's been debating for a little bit as to what card he wants to go ahead and roll with on this one. For his block, you remember how he had pulled out Checkup Drill, and he's allowed to, when Checkup Drill enters play, to go ahead and grab another card, so he's going to go ahead and do that.
Remember early on, Dragon Ball was all about...
Going to state one of those unpopular opinions. I absolutely cannot stand Battle of Gods, the movie. I hate it. It's dumb, it's jokey, it's just silly. I love Resurrection Frieza. It is the most return to form I've seen of anything out of Super. I've never actually seen, I don't think I've ever seen one whole episode of the show. I think I've seen some dubbed stuff. It's not really my favorite thing. I will gladly wait for a dubbed version, which, as of the time of this video, I believe first episode premiered yesterday or day before. You didn't catch all that. Okay, so it's John's action. He does have a Final Flash rolling if he's ready to start attacking.
Pretty much, basically, again, since there's only 3 of us, really effectively going to be one of these available.
Yeah, he's going to activate Crying Drill instead, raises anger. Okay, it's over to me. I should probably activate Dragon Radar just to keep this going. Probably either, well, since I already have all 10 of my power stages, I can't gain enough anger quickly enough. So I'd probably want to open up with Dragon Radar and get ball 3 rolling. Like if I had power stages to gain, it would be a very neat thing. I guess one of the options at this point, oh, and I do go with it. The trick is I always have to have a means to get the Dragon Ball out of play immediately, unless I introduce it late in combat, late enough that my opponent has no more actions left to try to steal it. Putting it out there this early probably wasn't a wise thing with John's hand being as large as it is. Hopefully I'm going to try to find some kind of strategy here, drawing the top 3. Okay, looks like I've drawn... Oh, okay. Well, Focus Us All goes to the bottom along with another card that I didn't quite make out. Okay, that is my action. I raise my anger. I'm to 3 anger now. John is probably holding something that reduces my anger quite a bit.
No, you used your crime. Okay, so you raise your anger to trace it. Yep. Let's see that hand, boy.
I really should have raised my anger and went up a level. Oh yeah, Confrontation away, Final Flash, who would be one of the most dangerous things in his hand. See, he has a physical attack, the one that can pull out a drill from the discard and banish zone. Thing is, early game, it's not really all that dangerous. Oh, we have a friend watching who's just trying to, watch us play the game and try to pick it up. So I really, like I said, I probably should have just leveled my way out of that one just to make sure I get out of the combat with the anger that I need. I think at this point I was not experienced enough fighting Orange Retribution to know that it can knock away my anger in a heartbeat.
I still have a lot of hate over those alternators. I suppose we shall end our days playing this game, still hating all of those. We got John.
So it looks like it held on to a pair of blocks.
Now, what are the rules?
Huh? What are the stop playing? Energy combat.
Okay. Whew. Shuffle these 2
I raise my anger 2.
Okay, I do stop it with our Energy Guard. It's going to shuffle my 2 cards that are in my discard pile into my life deck. However, it does cause John to level.
Attack or pass.
You remember, of course, it has the same effect as red restriction, so we can only attack or pass the remainder of combat. John is level 2 now.
You have to attack or pass in your next action. My non-style attacks do +1 life card of damage and cannot be prevented.
Okay, so he's at level 2 where those attacks become unpreventable, which is just not... Oh, that's right. He almost forgot to do his Mastery's effect of shuffling in his drills.
The colorless mastery, if there was such a thing.
I leveled, so I gotta shuffle my drills.
Alright, do your thing. This guy back.
So the walls, also there's really hard for the wall.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to play this, but it's been years, man. I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, it'll come back to you, for the most part. It's not the hardest. I don't know if you guys would remember, it's been entirely too many years.
We'll have some sort of, we'll have slow points like this during a match. Like John over here is just shuffling his deck, and sometimes we'll mess around quite a bit. I'm not sure how it is where you guys play Dragon Ball, but we're like that. We have a strong tendency to mess around. Reminiscing over our old wrestling themes, we really have a hard time staying away from them.
Heads I win, tails you lose, John. I think it was used exactly once by negative.
Yeah, that's a negative. So.
Love it. Yep.
And here you go.
I had to pass, because guess what? You sealed me out.
I have to attack or pass.
See, that having not leveled up to keep my my pain train rolling, I really messed up there. When I use the confrontation, generally speaking, you should use a confrontation early in the match to derail a plan, and that's, like you said, generally a good strategy. But in this particular strategy, it messed me up. Okay, combat actually ends without me being able to use up that, or to go from that 3 to 5 anger. I did not get to use my mastery and messed that up royal.
Which one do I keep and which one do I discard and redo? Such a tough choice. I think I like this one. I like that one.
John drew 2 of the same energy block.
This is a good one. Here you go. Your turn. Check out the bottom. Leave it. 2, 3. Wow, got it anyway. Power full. Declare combat. No. I will, however,
1, 2, 3.
open up a ye old mastery and win it.
Okay, so it looks like John did draw me into combat. I draw my 3 in response. And then my opening action is to transform, to use up my mastery to go ahead and level off of level 1, which it is vitally important with the anger lowering capabilities of this particular build has a tendency to lower one's anger quite a bit, either through double crit action or shoulder slams and devastating blow.
I missed that. I watched it too long. Charge kick?
Okay, John throws orange charge kick at me. It's going to go ahead and raise his anger 2 levels.
Watched him finish Sword Attack on
themselves. And it's gonna hit me.
AT plus 3.
I'm at 775.
So we're both an E.
So E to E on the damage is going to be 3 stages. Oh, not too terrible. Or 4 stages altogether. And then that drill is going to go back to John's hand because it did have that hit effect.
Elbow strike at you. ET plus 4 physical.
Wow, I have not had elbow strike in my deck, and it feels like a dog's age.
Strong at this point.
That feels like an absolutely ancient version of this deck.
Yeah, you're in C and I'm still in E, so just the 4.
Take that 4 stage to the face.
Okay, so one thing that's really difficult is that with the deck that levels quite as fast as John's orange build here, it's very difficult to stage lock him in any significant way. A lot of times with all the different gimmicks and tools he has to keep leveling and or gaining stages, usually I'll have him stage locked as pretty much the last move of combat, the last action, and then he'll either power up for his next turn or transform immediately off of it.
Some people affect that. Now this has a crazy search your banish.
It doesn't. There's nothing in there.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any drills in my.
Okay, he's going to be throwing that one orange physical, the one that's upon hit could let him rejuvenate drills from the banish zone. So it's a very effective hit as far as being able to pull out drills and keep the whole pain train rolling. But as far as doing the damage at this particular moment, it's going to be decent but not huge.
Does that banish enough for use? No, that's not. I'll throw a chin grab. It automatically rejuves elbow strike.
Okay, I went with a chin grab targeting or Namekian elbow. Right elbow? Left elbow? I forget the name of that card. But it's the one that upon being rejuvenated lowers my opponent's anger 2 levels. So I did that. Lowered John's anger 2 levels. John's pondering whether or not he can take the damage from the hit in order to keep going.
10,000, so I mean C.
Over 9,000.
Give me what? 4 stages.
Okay, looks like John's going to go ahead and take those stages. He's going to take the gamble and see if he can level his way out of this one. Looks like he's got an orange rage in his hand. And a shoulder slam, so he is more than prepared to deal with any anger that I should dare have during the course of this match. Okay, rejuvenated my second card off of the chin grabs hit effect. It's over to John. He's going to use Vegeta's effect, gain some stages, raise his anger.
I will throw a gut punch at you.
Okay, I throw a very minor physical attack, one that's not even quite.
So when you have no more hand, you draw 3 more cards, right?
Oh, well, at the end of whenever you begin to
Okay, John's pondering whether or not he can take the hit.
I still don't have a physical board.
Oh no, he's going to go ahead and take the hit. Oh my goodness.
I'm at 60,000.
Still on the C. 4 stages.
Okay, it's going to hit him for 4 stages, which isn't too shabby. I think I have John locked down to 1 stage, but
Punched you with my fist going on the other side. He punched me, fist over here. He's dying.
Use the master. It's 2 anger. My next style of attack is 3.
AT plus 4 on Piccolo's physical. 1 C.
I'm in B now.
okay. So one thing that is very difficult, like I said, fairly continuously for me to do, is to be able to stage lock John, and that I did. I hit him with Piccolo's level 2 physical, the AT plus 4. It did a fairly significant amount of damage. Orange, of course, has plenty of endurance, so it's not going to hurt him in the long run.
Take that, you. To remind myself to use my Piccolo power. See, mine says whenever I use a physical attack, at the end of combat, I can float any style card to the top or bottom of my deck.
Yeah, so it looks like John's going to use his.
2 levels.
No way.
Remember, he'd used the mastery to line that up. He had lined it up in such a way that he made his next energy attack cost 0 power stages, so even though he was stage locked, he was still able to throw it at me. He shot it at me. You raised anger 2 levels, level to level 3. I did stop it with hybrid defense. There is a fortunate problem. I have to pass in this action. And remember, I didn't use the mastery.
Stop. It stays in play to be used the second time.
Okay. Oh boy. Remember level 3, Vegeta is going to give him the ability to go ahead and copy and use it. Not copy, rather. Shoot a energy attack, or an energy attack, a non-style attack twice, provided it gets stopped in that first shot. Yeah, John's pondering what to do in order to do it in.
No, shoulder slam.
Okay, he is going to throw shoulder slam.
Anger 3, non-existent anger 3.
Negative 3
AT
now.
plus AT.
I'm in bad shape. I'm only in
I'm an
F to C.
3, so 4.
Oh boy, he's going to hit me with a pretty significant shoulder slam. Remember, that's AT plus AT damage. He's at F, I'm in C. This is going to be a heck of a hit.
So 4 plus 4 stages. Plus
8 stages.
4 stages and 3 life points.
Let's see, so 4 stages. No, for 8 stages.
Yeah, 8 stages and 3 life points.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 life points. Let's take that at you. Ow.
Okay, I ran into two awesome Namekian clamps and was able to endure it with only taking 2 life cards of damage, so pretty sweet given what was going on. So I really should be searching for a card that's going to go ahead and shuffle ball 3 in. Either I should be pulling out right throw or I should be pulling out Namekian lift. Namekian lift is good. It can be more of a tactical thing. That's a toughie. That is a toughie. Okay, John is going to go ahead and have him begin a turn. He pulled out, looks like visiting the pass. He's going to pass, rejuvenate an energy block, place it on the bottom, and then I'm going to resolve mine from that particular turn. And I actually should be checking the bottom of the deck twice. Okay, and it's a non-style, so I can't move it. Okay, I'm going to begin my turn, draw my 3. Going to go ahead and power up Piccolo with my power-up step. And then a couple cards where, I hate to say it yet again, I look at the cards on my list that I'm looking at right now on the deck. I vaguely remember having them. Okay, and then at the end of my turn, I do put Namekian Clash to the top. That's, of course, the one that banishes a physical card. A physical attack that banishes a setup or drill in play of my opponents. So it's very effective, and then all I have to do is basically throw it for my opponent to lose one of their cards. Okay, John's going to pass Rejuvenate Orange Rage. It's my turn again. He has, of course, good old Possession Drill and Hiding Drill in play along with Visiting the Past, so he's in not a bad position at all. In fact, it would be kind of hard to really think about leaving this particular position because it's so darn effective, so darn position strength.
The pleasure of killing me. I'm going to kill myself.
Oh yes, John has used Possession Drill to kill himself on more than one occasion. Okay, let's see what I ended up with. Clash, unfortunately, Clamp, and Confrontation. Based on what I know about my own abilities, I really should hold Confrontation, pass, Rejuvenate, Namekian Lift, and place it to the top of my life deck. There's no reason to hold on to Clamp or Clash at this point. No, Mario, don't even think about it. Do it. Hold the Confrontation because it's styled. No, there is nothing in my hand worth declaring combat over.
All those creeps didn't even show up. This is a card that was not in the old game. It's new. It's an entry combat effect.
Yeah, showing you, my friend, of course, how Visiting the Past works. It's one of those particular cards that does require a bit of explanation. I remember that when I very first started playing this new version of the game, I could not seem to grasp the concept of how the timing worked. You see, in the old Score Z, the game, of course, had all the steps that this game does, but I'll say the thing about it, it almost didn't matter. The way that we actually played the game, we barely followed the phases. Probably wasn't a good thing.
It was entirely too more. I made a bigger thing than I should have. I made a ground card.
Still just deciding what I want.
It's creep. This guy.
Okay, John's still working on what he wants for good old Visiting the Past. He has lots of options. He can grab things for defense. He can grab things for offense. He's got Wall Breaker if he really wants to shut me down. He can grab Confrontation just to make my life difficult. And he did. He grabbed Confrontation. So you remember a few moments ago how I said I don't think this is the best thing ever? And look at that hand. Look at how much anger lowering he has.
Oh, look at this. Oh, all of it off. Is that a drill or is it? Oh, it is.
So that's going to be possession drill. You want to get rid of my confrontation and let me possession drill?
But I really don't want to get hit by this.
That one's not. It's only good if I'm like,
Wow.
oh, yep.
Okay, so yeah, no joke, I got creamed during this particular fight. Did you guys see that? Why on earth did I target Destruction Blast? It's a nice ability and everything, but it's not that nice. I really should have either targeted the drill just to make sure that he's limited to the options in his own hand, or I should have targeted, I want to say, heavens.
Cards in the olden days, they used to say
Shoulder slam.
a hero or villain on every version. But the thing was, yeah, all of his main personalities, you just have to declare it at the beginning of your deck match.
We're talking about the old rogue personality rule that used to be a part of Score Z, as some characters had that status, and simply put, you didn't have to have a hero or villain version of them like you do with Panini. With the old game, you'd have to use only your, I would say you just have to declare it at the beginning and make sure all of your cards match alignment. Yeah, that is not a good hand at all. This is not a good choice. So I really shouldn't have went in on the combat. Like I said, should have held on the confrontation, rejuvenated, and placed lift to the top at the end of my turn, and I still had all my same strategic options with none of the bull that's in my hand. Yeah, that's what happens when you're overeager. I don't even know what I thought I saw in that hand that made me think it was worth the time. Okay, John's reading through my cards because he's a little bit less familiar. About as unfamiliar as I am when it comes to certain other styles. Okay, and John's going to go ahead and do one of the wisest things he could do. Obviously, a wiser thing would have been to do to be target lift, because lift's going to give me options later on. But he is going to go ahead and target Clash, and is going to go and shuffle it back into my deck with Confrontation. This means I'm not going to have any tools to deal with anything he has in play, and this explains why I spent such a good portion of this game on level 2. So far, I have continuously made mistakes with how this is playing out. So I throw Namekian Lit, 5-stage physical, place the ball 3 in my hand. It is out of harm's way. I could choose either to hold on to it at the end of combat, or I could pitch it for the mastery. To be perfectly honest, I probably should pitch it for the mastery, but then again, I saw his hand. He has lots of physicals, so I suppose I could hold on to clamps for no other reason than just to be able to shuffle it back into the deck. So I guess it would be wisest just to be patient during our little battle here. I remember that phrase. I used to remember that from Punch-Out way back in the day. Back off, catch your breath. Oh, and John did it. He did the thing he needed to do. He possession drilled into a drill that he needed to. He's still holding on to another drill, but he pitched. I want to say that one is the joint restraint drill.
It's gonna hit. I was hoping to get a block, and I didn't.
I'm at 375.
Okay, so John's going to take a pretty significant hit from my level 2 Piccolo ET+4 physical attack. John has no physical blocks.
It'll be 6 altogether. 4, 1, and then basic.
Okay, so I hit over 6 power stages. It does knock him to 0, but near as I can tell, that's really not going to do much to slow old John down as far as options. He's probably going to find a way to simply raise his anger, because you remember, of course, his mastery can allow him to always push out another energy attack. Okay, he does activate the mastery.
This is a great utility card.
No, actually, he's going to go ahead and use Devastating Blow. He's going to go ahead and target 3 cards from my discard pile.
How long's this new set been out?
I want to say September 14. That's what it launched.
And they're still coming out newer cards though?
Oh, yeah. We're basically on track to finish the series. The popularity keeps growing.
Yeah, that's a rough saying that I just said right there about being on track to finish the Dragon Ball Z series. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a hit. I have no anger. He did target, of course, the 3 cards to banish. I do take 3 life cards because of Vegeta's effect. It's back over to me action-wise.
Pitch ball 3 for the mastery.
Really? I probably should have just held on to ball 3. No, I keep forgetting. I do he have, what do they call it? He does have the shoulder slam in play, which he's going to be tempted to immediately pull out to lower my anger, of course. And I don't have any significant blocks in which to deal with it. So at this point, I guess I didn't have a whole lot to lose. But it seems like if I was going to combo my way out of this and dig back out, I probably should have held on to it. Okay, and I drew a card, and it, from what my reaction, it probably wasn't very useful. Focus Assault. The timing couldn't be worse. So I threw away my useful Dragon Ball for a useless card.
For 3 life cards?
First time in non-style to stop it, stays with me. Use the second time.
Oh, he did that.
Okay, so remember, of course, Vegeta's level 3 power is going to kick in, and it is going to affect shoulder slam, so he's going to get 2 shots off of it based on the fact that I did stop it. I had 7 power stages. He really couldn't have hit me hard enough for this to matter. Instead, I probably should have just held on to that Dragon Ball and that block and just raised my anger. And I probably should have done it in action later.
Well, then I'm closer than I thought. Shit.
I have to pass.
Okay, John is going to go ahead and level with using the mastery. That is going to immediately push him to level 4. And it means he is now also going to go ahead and get the chance to go ahead and search his deck for a drill, which he probably should have done.
Throw shoulder slam. Unstoppable.
Okay, he is officially level 4, so it is now unstoppable.
18 plus 18.
375.
And it's going to hit me for a ton.
F to D.
Okay, F to D.
3, so 6 stages and 3 life.
6 stages, 3 life cards, which is nothing to laugh at. I'm down to 1 power stage, lost 3 life cards in this one. And I lost my, I want to say my 3rd clamp is all gone. And the Gallic gun. So this is one of them things where I'm just going to go ahead and take all this damage. No endurance, double crit.
Double crit with your non-existent anger.
And pass.
Okay, he double crits my non-existent anger, raises his own, and then he's going to go ahead and have to shuffle his drills in since he did transform.
I always forget to do that. I'm so used to playing adaptive. They stay out.
We call it the adaptive mindset, where you just think drills.
We're speaking there, of course, the Retribution having that effect about shuffling in drills. And like we said, I don't know, you guys would know, it was quite a bit before we started doing all this channel stuff. My buddy John here used to play Orange Yamcha, which he got very good at. He could hang with every deck doing it. Name a deck, he could hang.
You pass.
Okay, combat is going to end, and then I am still on level 2. Somehow finishing the game, still level 2.
Ability.
Or finishing that particular combat, still level 2. Okay, I'm going to resolve a level 2 Piccolo power. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle it or bring a card to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and move good old Disturbance to the top.
Good.
Okay, it goes over to John. Place it actually at the bottom, it looks like. I must be anticipating John to go ahead and enter combat in the next turn. And he doesn't. He ends up pulling out Possession Drill, Crying Drill. And if those seem familiar, he really does carry either 2 or 3 of each in his deck. Okay, I do move Disturbance to the top at the end of his turn. I draw this. And this would be why this game isn't over already. I ball 2'd him down because I just coincidentally drew ball 2.
Oh, it says I can lower a personality level and play 1 level. So I'm knocking down.
Okay, and then you guys remember I'm already level 2, and Disturbance lets you search out Dragon Balls of the same level or lower as you, so that means I could always search it out again, provided I can push it back into the deck.
That's why I was really hoping to be able to get something to draw you in.
I'll pass. Do they focus assault?
That's why I really needed something to draw you in.
Because you had me over a barrel. And he can't. Get capitalize! He's got to move faster!
Again, we do enjoy wrestling. Me and John are old enough to have watched an awful lot of wrestling in the late 90s.
And nobody had the guts to yell, "Stop the dang match!"
Yes, we have a lot of silly memories from back in the day, and I do enjoy doing the Jim Ross voice.
Got killed in this game. He kept drawing. He drew like a handful of cards, not a single block. And he plays Possession Drill, draws more cards. Or to get at it, all he's got to do is draw 1 block. His deck's all blocks now. Doesn't do block. It gets disintegrated with an attack that banishes all the.
We were just talking about how John had a very notable loss where he had needed to draw 1 block and his deck was all blocks, and he managed to draw the 1 card in his deck that wasn't a block.
My turn? Yes.
Okay, John's going to go ahead and begin his turn again, and then he's going to go ahead and draw some stuff.
This is so good.
Looks like he's got a Devastating Blow. Wait, Am I seeing that? Oh gosh, a Sinister Choke, Devastating Blow, and Confrontation in his hand. So the thing is, the only thing that's keeping him from stomping me out is that it is only 3 cards. If it were any more than that, oh yeah, he'd been all over me, ripping me apart. Yep, and he's going to go ahead and end his turn, rejuvenate, good old Devastating Blow. It goes over to me, and let's see what I draw. Hopefully something that's going to get me out of this. Wow, I saw a right throw at least in there. So provided John doesn't draw a Final Flash, I should be okay. You know, I feel responsible. I remember one of those Final Flashes is one I gave him for his birthday.
Let's see, I'll go ahead and shuffle.
And I do. I open up with ball 2. And I did. I opened up with ball 2 to shuffle that into my deck, raise my anger 2 levels, and then remember I can basically pull it right back out and lower it back to level 2 if I really wanted to. Okay, it's John. It hits him. I'm not strong enough to actually do any real damage, so it doesn't. Okay, oh boy. Looks like John's got a good old-fashioned confrontation to go ahead and even this one up. It is going to be brutal. I feel like I'm pushing off the inevitable at this point. So what am I holding again? Looks like I'm holding Buffer, a good energy block. And what is that card that was the right? It looks like a ball 1. I guess I was... That is multi-opponent combat, I want to say. That was an interesting strategy that I was using for a while. That was the one that says if you draw a card, you know, anytime in the remainder of this combat, use a critical damage effect. It was helpful because I had such a hard time drawing or using critical damage effects. Here's the thing, though. I will say that the timing that it required of me was never helpful. I would end up having to order things incorrectly in order to use that card. I found a much better one to supplement. So I go ahead and use my Mastery as my next action, and I go ahead and pitch ball 1 for it, shuffle it back into my life deck, and I go ahead and shuffle and draw a card. Okay, I could use a block.
It's okay.
I don't know what I drew. I hope it was something okay. Oh, another multi-opponent combat. So basically, now that I have drawn something, its effect can be used. Wait, no, it's actually not good.
I'll go ahead and disturbance you and lower your level. Oh, sorry, I meant to say summon ball 2. I can summon a Dragon Ball that's equal to my level. I summon ball 2.
Okay, so I go ahead and use... Oh, gosh, I've got 4 anger. There's no way I'm going to be able to hold on to it. So I go ahead and disturbance poor John down and then lower him to level 2. This is probably the only reason our match goes darn near to time is because of this. Because I ball 2'd him into oblivion. That would be the initial ball 2 and then the secondary ball 2.
We were talking about that. We said this wasn't a thing in older sets. There wasn't this much shuffling.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Modern sets, oh, yeah. We're going to have to brainstorm until we find out a solution here. We need like an electric shuffler or something. We used to have one that we had to go and...
You're talking about when I was a kid. I used to have a card shuffler, one of those electric card shufflers. It was just a toy one, but I loved it with all my little heart. I used to carefully use it only when we needed it, but I loved shuffling cards or playing other stuff. It was good times.
Did you know? Oh, yeah.
You did that, so it's my turn.
Okay, so John's action is next.
I'll use Vegeta.
Okay, he used Vegeta's effect to go and raise his anger to 4. So this is why I wasn't going to be able to hold him down forever. If he had been level 2 and almost no anger or no anger. Okay, I throw multi-opponent combat. You're going to love the timing on it. All of John's drills went away just in time to make sure I couldn't destroy him.
So we're the same. What's the 4 stages?
So I hit him with a 4-stage physical, which really he doesn't much care about. He's about to level off this level anyway. Okay, John's going to go ahead and pass. I respond with Piccolo's physical. This is level 2 physical, the AT plus 4 one. John's weighing out whether or not he can take the hit. And see if he's going to be at any risk of losing any anger.
What does he have? A little graph?
Oh yeah, well, we've never talked about that. That's you know the old power tank, the attack tank. Except this got way simplified. The older one It went out to the M by the end. There was a time. So unless you're gonna stop it.
The higher you get, the higher you are.
Well, generally, some people never get out of a certain bracket. Like Roshi, even above the floor is never above A.
Oh, we're just looking at the attack table so you can see how it was. He remembers how in the olden days of score, how it went up to, I want to say, I or something like that, because there was so many different brackets that a fighter might potentially be in, depending on their brackets.
Well, I've done everything I can do, man. I pass it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and resolve level 2 Piccolo's ability. We're going to go ahead and put, wow, not a bad idea. I really should have went for something anger. If I had any of the right throws left, I probably should have went with it. He said I need to get off level 2 as fast as I can. Basically, I can't win a game like this by spending this much time on level 2. Okay, I use my ability at the end of the round. It's gut punch on the bottom of the deck. I don't move it. John draws one of the blocking drills in orange. I always forget which ones are which. I want to say that's the energy blocking drill. Okay, he ends his turn. He did not get enough to be able to go into combat. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and power up Piccolo. I'm at all 10 power stages. I do like what I see. John has he's drawn 3 different drills, or 2 different drills, and I think time. Oh, he stops it with his drill. Okay, so I threw level 2 Piccolo's physical and stopped by the drill.
I'll just fucking show you what I have.
John drew 3 drills. I did count 3.
But couldn't you level your way out of this if you wanted to, or you use Vegeta's power and then?
I'll use Vegeta's power.
Okay, and he does use Vegeta's power to go ahead and level off of level 2, and he's going to go ahead and make me pass in this next action. He's going to shuffle his drill in.
You're gonna end combat? I mean,
I will pass.
Here's the garbage. Hey, John.
Okay, so see, here's the thing. I miscalculated. With John's ability to just use Vegeta's power to go ahead and rocket off of level 2, he was going to force me to pass, as his level 3 power says, that I must pass in my next action. He simply ended combat on me. Vegeta, of course, has become a very strong combat ender, provided you're out of actions yourself, or don't mind losing a few cards.
I did throw my Piccolo's physical. So
Okay, so John did cheat me out of a few different actions there, so I'm going to go ahead and move good old hybrid defense, probably move it to the top.
start my hybrid defense loop. Dig, Vegeta.
Oh yeah, I used to play this when I was younger.
You entered me in on that fucking shit. 2-3. Hey, look, I just got back at 14.
It's been a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so John's turn begins. He pulls out, of course, another physical blocking drill. So it looks like he's got a final flash in his hand. He's debating what card to hold on to. And then it looks like, I forget the other one, what the other one is called. That's the one that lowers my anger 2 levels, raises his anger 2 levels, but a very small energy attack.
30 minutes. What was it? Right back, Cracker Barrel? Was it? Yeah, because I was like, the gate, I knew it was my win gate, and I was like, alright, so I would.
Okay, he's going to pass, rejuvenate, final flash, that's that.
Around, and I was going to Facebook popped up.
Okay, so I'm going to go begin my turn.
Who's winning right now?
Yeah, I do like what I see. Well, apparently enough to be able to start this particular combat. So here we go. It goes over to John. Looks like he's drawn some great tools to hold down my anger, which I don't know why I would have done that. If I have anything that does my anger, again, raise my anger. See, that's what keeps happening. I'm not seizing the directive here. I'm so obsessed with doing this in a certain way. I'm letting him get a leg up on me. I should know he has a tool to lower my anger every time, every combat in his hand. And look at this. Now I've lost time, right throw, all these great cards from the effect of Devastating Blow. Again, I could be level 3, and we would at least be same levels, and we could be trading blows at that point. But no, I had to do it fancy. I had to throw Piccolo's physical. Okay, I take damage from the Devastating Blow, fairly minor. However, there is life card damage involved because of Vegeta's ability.
This has changed so much. I was having this to explain it to me how they're playing and everything.
Okay, let's see what I have up my sleeve. And I did all this with a chin grab, huh? I thought I really had this one in the bag. Okay, he's going to go and stop with Orange Refocus, raise his anger, go and yank a drill from the discard pile into play. He's got plenty of choices. You guys have seen how many drills have ended up in his discard pile by the end of this one. If he really wants to level off of this, he can grab like Disaster Drill or Captivity Drill and start making some magic happen if he really wants to. Or he could just pull out Crying Drill, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to pull out Crying Drill. He gives him access to anger and stages, get him out of any bad situation. Okay, it's John's action. Oh, that's right. So he did stop it. I did not get the second rejuvenation as it would have targeted Elbow Strike. Okay. He raises anger 1 level with Crying Drill. Is his action, and it goes over to me.
I'll raise my anger too.
And look at this. I would have been level 3 2 times in this game, and I apparently just was incorrigible. Couldn't be bothered. Okay, John does activate the Mastery because he had actually been miscounting his anger. He was supposed to be at 4, not at 1. He pushes himself over the edge, goes 5 anger, and goes to level 4 again. He's going to go and shuffle all of his drills in. You remember, of course, the Mastery does activate, so he's going to get to pull out a drill of his choice to be able to bring it into play. And the attack that he threw at me is unstoppable. Okay, so I do end up taking damage from that particular hit. It's a pretty significant blow.
Want to cut me little deck there?
All right, whoa.
So John's deck is down pretty low at this stage of the game. I feel like he's either drawn a bunch of cards or whatnot, because I feel like I haven't greatly damaged him.
James White says he just got off work. That's scum. What happened? Oh, but he already finally got off work. So he's supposed to join us.
Okay.
Oh, making lift. Which one's that? Oh, that's the physical. That's what Papa and Dragon Ball up in my hand.
Okay, so I do finally extra slow-mo resolve the end of that particular ability, or end of that my Piccolo's level 2 ability. And here we are again, folks. We're down to the wire. John is level 4 again. He has 0 anger, but as you know, with Retribution, that's still not far from leveling. Even 0 is not far. And 2 times I've cheated myself out of being able to level out of this. And if you take a look, I bet you John's going to go ahead and hold on to an anger lowering card, which he always has another of. Okay, John's pondering what action to make it his next action. He has several different actions. He's got Time in his hand. He's got Final Flash. He could at least make a good, decent effort to try to run for it. But one of the cards in his hand is useless. It's Energy Block. And to my knowledge, no. This version of the deck does carry a few energy blocks.
So when John couldn't draw himself a block to say his life in that fight, I'll say, oh no. I'll say, John, you got it. No.
Let's go.
Cooperate. I'm like, John, you gotta draw a block.
We're messing around. We ribbed John about that particular loss that he took when he got a crushing beam to the face. Okay, John likes what he sees in that hand enough to be able to go ahead and declare combat. I draw my 3 in response, and then he's going to go ahead and open up with good old Gallic gun.
I'll attempt to stop it.
Okay, I do attempt to stop his unstoppable, unstyled attack by using Buffer, rejuvenates 3 cards, and I am going to take every bit of it because it is unstoppable. And remember, Gallic gun is naturally unpreventable. So I get to take 9 life cards, and just, I tell you what, there is something about Life cards. See, there you go. Did it again. You remember how I said I just apparently couldn't hold on to anger to save my life because I made all the wrong decisions, did everything in the wrong order? Look at that. I just lost 2 of my 4 anger. Far from being on the verge, I am now far away from leveling. And none of which was a particularly smart move on my part. And somehow that particular little combo that you saw on the bottom ended with ball 1, which I can't tell you the frequency, how often that does happen. It's pretty much every time. I find a way to get ball 1 or ball 6 in the bottom to make sure that at the end of combat, should I move, if I should have the opportunity to move one of them to the top of the life deck, I don't get to. Oh, guess what? Oh, John just stopped that with time. Oh, no. Look at his anger. Oh, he's coming up on it. Oh, he used the mastery. I raised my anger 2 with my own mastery, and he final flashes for the MPPV. Oh, it happened. So this is the thing. Or Retribution Vegeta can either push you to the very edge with damage, or he can just MPPV you. He has the options. He's got the tools. He's got the skills. Keep your eyes peeled for Orange Vegeta.